Hey! Welcome to Beyond the Digital, darling.
A sneak peek behind the scenes at Beyond the Dawn.
Banter and all.
So get cozy, strap in, grab a brew, and enjoy. Hey! Oh, I forgot to sing.
Oh. Hello from the outside.
We always sing Adele. We're going to have to start paying her royalties.
It's all Nat listens to now.
I know.
Oh, tell me about it. I listened to End Ups this morning. I thought I need a different genre of music.
Nice.
Well, that's a different genre. You've gone from one extreme to another.
I thought, who do I know? Word for word.
Just needed to sing.
Yeah, and so I pelted End Ups this morning.
Nice.
It's like going from deep depths of emotional soul level turmoil to ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm feeling a lot better for it.
Live your life like End Ups and
Adele
never
get me
suffer a
down.
day of
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well,
It's good fun.
it is good fun. Talking about Adele and her breakup songs, probably a good way to introduce this particular episode. So we've been kind of quietly, maybe not so quietly, but not hugely publicly celebrating the fact that I am now an officially divorced lady. And we're a bit happy about that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Indeed, we are.
Yeah. We were waiting for it.
Yeah.
All of us. It's like we were all going through it.
I know. And that time from, I think, maybe the 14th of November to the 11th of December, every single day we were like, has it come through yet?
Yeah. Any news?
Yeah.
Has it happened yet? Is it done yet?
Yeah.
And then when it came through, I felt a very, very strange feeling.
You had a big wave of emotions.
And a massive wave of emotion. I didn't expect any sadness at all because the divorce is what I wanted.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it's very easy to forget that even in a very dramatic situation like mine was, like my breakup was so clean cut in a certain way, because if somebody says to me, so what happened with your marriage? I can easily say, well, actually it turned out that it wasn't a very good marriage, and in the end it was incredibly abusive, and it was affecting my mental health, and it was affecting the way I wanted to raise my children. And you know, I can say all of those things and people are like, oh right, well, that's a bloody good reason to leave. And nobody's looking at me like, you know, like, oh well, that's unreasonable. They're all kind of like, oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah. If anything, they're kind of like, why did you stay so long? You know, it's the other way. But that's not always the way these breakups happen. It's not always the way that divorce occurs. Sometimes it can be amicable. Sometimes people can just fall out of love.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be less dramatic with a less clean cut reason. And I think no matter what the situation is, there's always going to be like and I didn't expect this, but there was just like a weird wave of grief that came over me. Like it's a bit like the feeling that you get when somebody has died and you know that they've died and you're preparing for their funeral and you know you're going to the funeral.
But that person that you married is dead.
Yeah.
It's not the same person you married.
No.
You're grieving somebody that is still alive, but that person isn't here anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he ever existed. I think I made him up in my head. I think I did what they do on Fortnite now. I picked a character, and then I in my brain I deluded this like really cool skin with loads of weapons and extra features that were never actually there.
This analogy is full of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would not be able to do that because I've never played Fortnite.
I've never played it.
Oh, see, now I'm so down with the kids, me. But you know that feeling like somebody's passed away and you're preparing for the funeral, and you're like, I'm prepared for this. I'm prepared for this. And then you go to the funeral and you're like, oh God, actually, this really stings. And you weren't really prepared for it. That's what it felt like. It was like, oh my God, it's done. And where I expected immediate relief, first came a bit of sadness.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then maybe an hour later, the relief.
There. But like with grief, you just learn to live with it, don't you?
Yeah.
You're not going to get over that, but you learn to live with that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's, I think, what post-divorce is like. But the other thing is as well is, I watched this thing. What was it? It was Big Bang Theory.
All right.
And it was one of the episodes where Raj had broken up with one of his girlfriends, and he was chatting to his new potential girlfriend, and he was like, "Actually, I am on my way to my ex's because she just wants to talk things through and blah blah blah." And the new girl turns to him and says, "Let me guess. It's not that she's upset about the breakup. It's just that she's sad that she no longer gets to talk to her best friend." And Roger's like, yeah, that's exactly what she said, you know, like, but I'm sat there and I was with Clive at the weekend and it was on the TV and I was like, but that's true. Like, they're taking the piss out of that, but that is actually true. Yeah. Like, you attach yourself to a person. Fair enough, my best friend was actually a bully. It wasn't really my best friend at all, but he still was the closest. I tried to make him the closest person to me. And even at the very, very like end of ends, when we're talking about towards the end of 2022, when things were getting just ridiculously bad, I still like hanging on for dear life by my fingernails to this idea that we might be able to bring it back, that this reality is the one that's not real, and the one I made up before is the real one, and you try everything you can. Yeah. So then, to actually look at that and go, wow, not only have I accepted that relationship weren't good, not only have I made the strong move to change my life completely, like literally took the pin out of the grenade and threw it at my life. Yeah. Then you kind of sat there with the pain of it being the right decision, the paperwork coming through, and it being finalised, and it's like, wow.
Yeah. Like, the amount of emotions you got within the space of 30 seconds. It was like that grenade you pull the pin on is kind of turned back on you. And it's just...
Yeah. And then I messaged the man in my life who's in my life right now. And it's like, baby, I'm free.
I'm single.
Well, yeah, I mean, technically. But, you know, like... Legally. But yeah, it's such a strange thing. It's such a strange thing to think about. So I wanted to kind of honour this idea of divorce, because so many of our audience members and so many of our clients seem to be going through transitions like this. There's been a real shift, I think, in women either rejecting the patriarchy or rejecting the idea that they should be working and keeping the home and doing all of the labour. I feel like there's been a real shift in that, almost like a little female strengthening revolution. So I asked some of our amazing people on Facebook to give us the best and the worst things about divorce, and I thought we could share them.
Yeah. It shows how it's so different for every individual. Like, no one's going through the same thing, even though it's all got the same title.
Yeah, right. And it makes you aren't alone in the situation. Like, everyone's different, but it's more common than what you think it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And everybody's got like a common thread, but no two situations are the same. Yeah. So I love this one. It says, the best thing is the freedom to rediscover yourself and live your own rules and live. Nice. And the worst bit is the grieving you do, even if it's an abusive situation, which is exactly like mine. Yeah. I could have written that myself.
Yeah.
That could have been me that wrote that. Because like, every single day, even now, I still get up and I'm like, I love my little house.
Yeah.
And it's not about the bricks and mortar. You could stick me and the kids and the dog and the cats anywhere, and it wouldn't matter where we were. It's the peace that we now have,
the gratitude for the life that you're building now.
Yeah, because like I'm not scared all the time. I didn't realise how scared I was all the time until that stopped.
Yeah. There's another one here that would match that one quite well. So the worst thing is the logistics of setting up and running your new life, but then the best thing is the peace you get once that dust settles. Like, I feel like that's all very similar to what you've got.
So another one that I thought was a really good one was being free to make decisions for yourself. If you want to go somewhere, you can just go. Every other weekend means it can be a family thing or even finding yourself in solo ventures. I really love that one because I don't know how to explain this in a good way, but when you're with your partner and when you're with a considerate partner who maybe thinks about things the same way that you do, if you suggest something, even if they are not into it, they're usually quite supportive of you. Like, you might say to Jake, like, Jake, I fancy going to a sip and paint party. I mean, I actually imagine that Jake would come with us.
I think he'd love that.
Yeah, probably would come with us, right? Because he's dead cool like that. He will just join in with us, which is one of the things that I love about him. And you two are so solid that's like a great example. But say, for instance, just for this example, he was kind of like, I don't really fancy that, babe. He would still be like, but you go.
Yeah.
And I'll do this thing in that time and I'll meet you after or whatever. Whereas in some relationships that don't have that good dynamic, you'd be like, oh, I really want to do this thing. And it's like, why?
Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Or no, I think we should do this. Or and there would be blocks. And I remember just silly little things. And actually having to paint the wall at my house this weekend was one of those things. It gave me like a trigger moment, but almost in a good way, like a glimmer moment, because I wouldn't have been able to paint that wall that colour.
Yeah.
That would have been weeks and weeks and weeks of discussion. It would have been weeks and weeks and weeks of shame.
Yeah.
Because I'd tried to wash a mark off the wall and I'd made it worse by making a bigger mark because it wasn't a washable paint wall. There's a disclaimer for everyone out there. Before you stick a sponge on it, check that you're allowed to do that with the type of paint that's on your wall. But you know, like, it was an awkward afternoon. It was dramatic, but I was able to fix it and it not be an issue. Whereas that would have been weeks of mental struggle over the colour of a blooming wall.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have been able to do that personally. He would have done it for you.
Well,
he would have
said,
he would have said he would. Taken that job off you.
Yeah, but also I wouldn't have been allowed to decide the colour or out. It would have had to have been something that was left over from a client or taken from a job. You know, I mean, one of the wallpapers that we had, it was literally like, oh yeah, this is 200 quid a roll, this, and it was like a shitty bronze brown, and I went with it because I didn't want the argument, but it was never what I wanted.
No, it wouldn't have been something you would choose.
No, and me and my bestie now, we both are in a situation where we've been in relationships where we maybe didn't have as much autonomy as we would have liked, or our opinions might not have been as considered as we would have liked. So this really sticks out to me. Being free to make the decisions for yourself, it's glorious.
Yeah.
It's glorious. And if you're with somebody who's supportive, you probably don't know what that feels like, but having somebody block every single possible desire, don't get me wrong, I think it's great to have somebody who will check you. I don't think you should be with a yes man. There should be somebody who would challenge you and check you. I think there's a way to do it, and sometimes it's just it's just really nice to have that freedom.
Yeah, it challenges you in a positive way, though. Doesn't just shut you down and dismiss you.
Right. I wonder how many people are going to listen to this episode and be like, oh, wait a minute. The curse of Dorney and divorce looms further. We should put a disclaimer on this one.
Yeah.
Like, if you think you're in a happy marriage right now, you might want to not listen. So you might be struggling to navigate the chaos of divorce, and if you are and you've listened to any of our episodes recently, you'll know that you're not alone. I'm really lucky that I have had the support of Lindsay Hall in my network. She's a divorce coach and she's based here in the UK, which is fabulous. And basically, she's dedicated to helping you reclaim your life. Together, the community that Lindsay has created really helps turn overwhelm into more of a clarity. and to help you take control of your next chapter with confidence and, dare I even say, grace. Now, for all of us, it's different. Maybe you need emotional support, practical advice, legal advice, or just somebody who really truly understands it. I find that Lindsay's content and her advice, it's just so much different to some of the friends and family that we have that just maybe can't fully understand what it's like in a time like this. Big shout out to Lindsay Hall. Check out our show notes and our group description for getting in touch, because she's a really good resource and she can just help in a way that so many others around us sometimes can't. Have you got any others that have stood out for you guys?
There's one here where it says, I got my mind back. They've discovered they were actually an intelligent human.
Oh, wow. What amount of gaslighting has occurred for them to have doubted that beforehand? I got my mind back.
Yeah, a lot of them are peace, freedom, relief.
Yeah.
One of these which resonates with me is the deep realization of somebody's words not matching their actions and being the parent who navigates that to soothe the process for the children. I get judged so harshly. You guys have seen the messages. I get judged so harshly for my parenting, even though the details of my parenting are not widely available. And well, I suppose they are, just from you guys would know, but like, that person doesn't even know how I'm parenting.
No.
And actually, I'm parenting in the exact same way that I parented when I was with him. There's nothing's really changed other than the removal of one person. But I get judged so harshly on that. And then I think to myself sometimes, like, how could that person judge me? Because out of 30 days, 26 of those days, they're in my care. And whilst they're in my care, I spend more time managing and maintaining their relationship with him and his new partner, so that's positive. So another one was, the worst is the amount of money you have to pay the lawyers that fuel the fire to up their fees. Now, this is interesting. I do want to talk about this, and this is one of the things that I think you need a bit of support with when you get to it. And this is why it's good to have people like Lindsay Hall in your network. I'm throwing it out to Lindsay again, because if you didn't have a good understanding of how these things worked and you didn't have any support in figuring out how the emotional side and the financial side kind of intertwines, it could be really, really difficult. So for me, I paid for the entire divorce. There was no action or activity on the other side. So I paid my solicitor for the divorce. I paid all of the court fees for the divorce. I also had to pay for him to be served twice so that we could prove that the papers had actually gone to him. I went for a no-fault divorce because it was the easiest way to get free. And that was without all of the financial stuff. So even without all of the financial stuff, that's a few grand down the pan just to get the divorce through. Now, I believe that you can do it far cheaper than that if you have somebody on the other side who's cooperating.
But yours wasn't
very
like
one-sided.
It was very one-sided. I'm still, as I sit here on this podcast, not sure if he's aware that it's actually gone all the way through. Because the last barrage of abuse that I got, which was only a matter of weeks ago, there was reference to screenshots to his divorce lawyer, but the divorce was already done. So I'm like, I don't know. But what I will say is that the financial bit, this next bit, like navigating that, is just as bad as the divorce. And every single solicitor I've spoken to, one of them wanted me to sign on to a retainer that would cost up to £43,000, which is a scary amount of money.
It's very scary, and it would scare a lot of people away from doing it.
Oh, it's not going to scare me away from doing it.
No.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
Some people would be like, oh,
can't
that's too
afford
much.
The thing is, I think with the next one, the good thing about the next one is that it can't be denied. The next one can't be ignored on the other side.
Okay.
There's a bit more legality to it.
Yeah.
Especially now that the divorce is actually finalised. So I'll get a bit more support. I didn't get no support, really.
No.
The court system is good, though.
Yeah.
It still took over a year, but not much over a year, really. Some people have got divorces that drag out for years and years and years and years and years. But it's difficult. And, I do feel like the only person who really wins when one person is being difficult in the breakup is the solicitors.
Yeah.
Because that other person will end up having to pay half once they get to the financial bit anyway, because everything that is spent is included when it's reviewed. So they don't actually get away from the expense for long. And then the only person who actually walks away laughing is the solicitors.
Yeah.
So she's got a point there.
Yeah, definitely. There's one here where the best thing for them was how their anxiety subsided after decades.
Wow. Can you imagine, like, oh, I'm an anxious person, I'm an anxious person, and then you leave someone, you're like, wow, I'm actually not an anxious person at all. I was just in a really bad relationship. So somebody's put here, the best is the peace once the dust settles, and the worst is the logistics of setting up and running your new life, which I can understand. And I do think that the logistics is a bit of a pain in the tush, because I'm still, even now, like I think I said to you guys, I've only just sorted out, like what band of council tax I'm supposed to be paying on my little renter and stuff. I mean, it's fine, it's all paid and sorted, but like, even it's been nearly 2 years and I'm still finding admin stuff that I've got to do. But my immediate logistics, I was so chuffed with, and you guys helped with that. So I need to say thank you, because if it weren't for you, it wouldn't have gone as smooth as it was. I was out of there in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I was out of there in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then I was set up in my new house within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And if you remember, that was an awful time for me because my mum was in hospital.
Yeah, there was more than just that one thing happening.
Oh my gosh. It was brutal, weren't it?
Yeah.
But you guys were so great. You just took care of me that entire time. And I was falling apart, and you just held me together like sellotape, you lot. And you kept making me laugh. And like, Uncle Ray came and helped, and I'll never forget using the horse trailer as a moving van. It's so...
that was a good one.
It was a good one. I've got that picture of you on Uncle Ray's shoulders.
You're blind.
Oh my God, I will never get over that. It was so good. And I think, where's your support system?
Yeah.
Like, lean on your support system.
100%.
Like,
definitely. Your friends are there to help you, so let them.
Let them. Yeah. People aren't good at that.
No. I think it's so easy to be like, no, I'm fine, I've got this, I'll do it by myself. When your friends see that you need the help and they're there to help you, so you've got to kind of force yourself to let them in.
It's almost like that's the good bit and the silver lining behind rock bottom, innit?
Yeah, like you think you can do all the things, but you don't need to do all the things.
Yeah.
Like your friends around you can help you do that.
When you get to that point where you give up trying to, I don't know what the right term is, but you give up because you're just that low that you're almost like all your ego's gone, all your shame is gone. You're at the bottom of the barrel, whatever that feels like for you, because I do think that's a personal.
Yeah.
Your barrel's a personal barrel. But like, your ego's gone and your pride's gone, and there's now left to try and like make out like you're okay. You're just there on the floor, like, and then people go, right, well, we can help you, and it's the first time that you go, okay, because there's an outlet. Like, I will allow you to help me because there's nothing else left in me. Like, I don't feel embarrassed about it anymore because all my shame is gone. I'm just at the bottom of this rock kind of thing, rock bottom. But why do we let ourselves get to that level before we let people help us and intervene? Because I bet if I'd have said to you ladies, this is what's going on, because I talked a lot to you guys, but I still only let out about 20% of what I was really feeling or thinking. So like, what if I'd have come at the Christmas time and said, actually, I'm on the edge of glory.
Yeah. I think you have to make yourself so vulnerable in that moment that it's not an easy thing to do. No matter how close you are to your friends, that's not an easy thing to do. But I feel like once you've done it once, it's easier to do it after that first time.
Yeah. I also, I feel like the more I speak to people, the more I realise that being vulnerable, publicly, openly honest and vulnerable is not a default setting. I think for me, it's part of my neurodivergence that I actually don't know when to stop.
Yeah.
Like I'm not good at gatekeeping or censoring what I should tell you about my life. And I didn't realise that was going to actually be a skill. It was actually going to be a positive thing that would help me. I just overshare.
Well, you say you overshare, but then you tell us what we need to know to help you.
Yeah.
So it's not really an overshare because we can help you from it.
Yeah. And it's like sometimes I'll put things online and I'll be like, oh, maybe I don't need to put all of this online. You know, like it should be private, especially now being with somebody who's incredibly private. Like it makes me question it. But then I get messages from people. I got 2, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, that was like, Happy New Year. Just wanted to let you know, like you've really helped me this year when you've shared this, this and this. I've been going through this, this and this.
That's nice.
And I screenshotted them and sent them. And was like, hey, this is what I get.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Once people see that side of you, they'll come to you and be like, they'll naturally open up as well.
Yeah, they can relate to it.
Yeah. Because it shows people they aren't alone.
And I've always wanted that. I've always wanted to help people. I've always wanted people to feel like they're not alone. And that is the motivation behind sharing it. But it's also, it's really good to be free to express yourself. And not feel like you're censored.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's something you've been able to do and you carry on and it's easier for you now.
Like if other people did that too on the back of me doing it, I'd be so happy.
Yeah.
Or if they was sat there in that moment feeling like, oh, this is just happening to me and I don't know what to do about it. And then they read something like, oh, wait a minute, Dawn's been through that too. And in that split second, there's a kinship. I'm not alone. That's it's not everything. That's everything. Like, why else are we here if not to be here for each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because if they see that you've gone through it, it might open up for them to open up.
And then somebody will see that they've
then
been
it's
through
the
it.
domino effect then. If they share their story, somebody else will see that. I'm not actually alone. And it starts that ripple effect, isn't it?
And that's what this thread did. What was really sweet about this is that I did not expect to get so many responses, but how many comments did we get on this? 57.
Yeah. And like you can, as you're reading through, there's a few of them who are like, oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
With so and so, I felt the same way you did.
They're all commenting on each other.
It's really nice.
I love it. And I think this is, I mean, what we've created here is like a tiny corner of what Lindsay's doing all of the time, but it's so sweet for us to step into it and just see. I mean, there's so many amazing comments here. I got my mind back. Whew.
Yeah, that's a big one, isn't it?
But one of the one that made me laugh was somebody said, I'd also like to add, I can now sprawl on my king size bed.
Yes, yeah.
And I've got to admit, like I love sleeping next to the person that I love, don't get me wrong. But when things are going bad in your relationship and you're having to sleep next to a person who you're scared of, or you're having to sleep next to somebody who gives you the ick, or you're having to sleep next to somebody who, you know, I don't know, like I just remember just being really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time in the spare room over the last few years because I just wanted my own space and I just wanted my own peace. And I feel so grateful for having my bed.
Yeah. And you've got your own space now.
It's like I'm gonna be a bit unfair here, and I don't mean to be. So I'm putting a little disclaimer before this comment that this is not a true reflection. I don't want to go too far in the other direction, but it's kind of like living with your captor. It's a bit like Stockholm syndrome, like I'm akin it to being kidnapped, which seems a bit unfair, but I mean, like, I don't know how to explain it. You are in this container, and yes, you walked into it,
like a hostage situation.
Yeah, but I feel bad because that's not. It's a bit harsh. That
I know what you mean.
It's not an accurate, but I'm trying to give like it's actually not accurate. I walked into the marriage. I for a number of years wanted to be in that bed. You know, it was only when that person was very mean to me that I didn't want to be in that bed.
To be there, but it wasn't easy to get away from.
No, but once you're in it, that's what I'm trying to kind of express. Like you don't mean to, but then you're in it, and it's like
you kind of locked in, aren't you?
You're locked in, and every single thing you do is scrutinised. It like it going and sleeping on the sofa. Why are you sleeping on the sofa? And you have to like have the same conversation and argument that never gets any better.
No.
You know, it's just constant conflict. And so just a small thing like getting into a bed and it being your bed and not having to share it with anybody and having that peace in yourself. It's so good. It is so good.
Yeah.
And, you know, what I would like to say is that a lot of people think that I hold a lot of negativity towards this situation because it was bad for me in the last years. But I don't. I've grown a lot in the last 12 months.
Yeah, I agree.
And I really want that person to be happy.
Yeah.
And he is. And the person he's with now, they suit each other and they fit each other, and it certainly seems like they're very happy together, and I love that. Like, I think if anything, that's the bit that makes me feel like you absolutely did the right thing.
Because you're now happy apart.
We weren't meant to be together the way I thought we were meant to be together, and I'm hoping that I can go off and be happy and they can go off and be happy, and obviously the main thing for me is that my children find a way to have a loving relationship with the both of us separately. I've never been happier than I have. I've never been happier, and I've never been more sad than I have in the last 2 years. Because coming away from the marriage has unlocked all of my possibility. Meeting new people and creating new bonds with other people has unlocked a whole new world for me as well. But then obviously the like we said at the beginning, the grief and the death,
you've had that
as well.
You've had it alongside everything.
I sit there sometimes and I'll have Bailey on one side, Jack on the other. We'll be watching a movie, fighting over the popcorn in a cute way. And I'll just think to myself, God, I'm so lucky. And I'm experiencing emotions I couldn't feel because I didn't realise how much I'd disassociated and numbed out towards the end.
Which is just to protect yourself that happened. It's just, you don't see it in the moment.
Your body protecting yourself.
Survival. Yeah. I saw an amazing TikTok the other day about anxiety, and this woman was shaking like a leaf, and she was like, that funny instance when your body can't tell the difference between being kidnapped and an email. And it made me giggle because I used to get that. I used to get a text message from him, and I'd be shaking like a shooting dog. Where does that come from? Where does that phrase come from? Anyway, thank you for joining me and talking about this, and thank you to everybody who gave us your divorce comments. We actually might do another one. We'll come back because we've got enough.
We've got so many more comments.
So many more comments that we haven't touched on. And I think this was a really interesting thing for us to talk about. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Don't forget to follow our socials.
Join our free group and let us know what you'd like to hear about in the future.
Join us next time.
Love you. Bye.